Welcome back everyone to Let's Play Kerbal Space Program, episode number 19 in our Happy Little Accident series. Today we have one goal. Let's keep things nice and simple. That is to go to Minimus. Now on our way to Minimus, since it will be a pretty long time, I do plan on trying to complete this Rescue Ranger operation with Shuffle. So those are, I guess, two goals. But the shuffle one doesn't really even have to happen. I just kind of want to get rid of it so that we can get another contract. Actually, I haven't looked at these. Oh, this one looks like it's a cheapo. I kind of like doing the cheapos because then it'll give you a new contract. You know, it basically is a way of recycling a contract without waiting the 1 day for it to expire. Not that it matters, 1 day to expire is not much time. But this would be definitely extremely easy to do. Any kind of drogue chute. I mean, we just strap this on an airplane and very easily do it. And then after we have tested it, we can cut the chute to keep going back. Some of the other ones, not as interesting to me. Not as interesting to build a surface outpost. Look at this. What the heck? My goodness, that doesn't... Yeah, I'm not even going to read it. I'm just going to plead ignorance and run away. No, honestly, what we probably should have been doing right away is talking about how I have 1600 science, and that is enough for the SSTO stuff. Before I do that, we know we're going to get a little bit more science on Minimus itself, so I should try to take care of anything which is not related to SSTO, anything which I might need on Minimus. The thing is, I think we're actually already okay. I don't really know what we would need for Minmus. I'm scanning items. We could always go and get some better automation stuff going on. But we are going to take a Kerbal to Minmus. This first one only requires us to do science. I don't actually know if you need a Kerbal, but in the flavor text of the mission, it does say that you should bring one Kerbal home. I think what they mean is just bring the vessel back, but the flavor text at least seems to say that it should be a Kerbal coming home with the vessel. Another thing we could do is maybe, I think this one has some surfaces. I think this is the main one I needed, and I already got that. I don't think we need any of this stuff. No, I kind of take it back. I don't think we need any of that stuff. Are there actuators we're going to want? No, I don't think so. I haven't done anything with the robot type stuff yet. Advanced nose cones, this might be more interesting. It says the Clampotron docking port instead of the junior one I've been using. This probably makes the most sense out of all the ones that we've been looking at, and the good news is it's actually only 160. In fact, can I afford this? No, 1550 for these two, so if I do this, I cannot afford this one. The nuclear propulsion is also, awesome. That one's 300 though. I think we're going to get a lot of science. I still have the Shuffle mission actually has a lot of science on it as well. One really sad thing, I kind of remember at least doing this. While I was over the Mun, I actually had what I thought was a duplicate for the Mun's Midland. It was the Midland craters, and I rejected it. So we lost we could have had an extra 40 science, but that's fine. Really looking forward to the SSTO stuff. So let's plow through this. I think that we're going to make enough back that we can do this specialized construction. Feels a little bit weird that we haven't grabbed this 90. We're not going to be using anything like the spark engine or anything like that. So yeah, let's do this. We can get composites now. That opens up some new possibilities, which might be interesting, but I'm going to say no on them for now just to make sure that we get hypersonic flight. I don't need the Rapier, to get an SSTO. I just think it's helpful to have it. So I'm going to make sure we clamp down on this. We're still only 80 science away, well, 90 I guess, from our aerospace tech, and we should more than get that on our... That's probably already... I mean, we have at least that much science waiting for us on the Shuffle Rescue mission, Rescue Ranger. So we'll get a little bit more. Okay, so that takes us over to the next order of business, which is, what do we want to do? What do we want to take to Minmus? I do want to take something with some science on it. So if I load the Rescue Ranger, which is not for sure not what I'm going to be using. What kind of science? I mean, we might just want to build this thing from scratch. Do I want to build it from scratch? I'm kind of thinking. Okay, I'm thinking that this is actually a pretty good initial platform, but I don't think we're going to go with a Mark II module. We don't need it, right? So we can just deal with a Mark I module. I do like some of the stuff on this, but basically if I got rid of the Rescue Ranger, the nose of it, and replace that with a little bit more juice, I think we're kind of in business here. I like this. I like this for the takeoff. We're going to... Okay. Because the payload on top, it needs to have... This was enough for getting to the Mun and all that, but we need to get to Minmus this time. Now we don't really need to do that much. Just need to enter the orbit. I'm not even orbit, just fly into the influence of it and then go. So yeah, I think I am going to do something like this. Let's just toss this. Get a Mark I. Come up here. And let's build it from here. So let's get... not that one. This one. We want a lot of juice. So I'll probably want... I may even want 2 of these. Is that overkill? I think that's overkill. Is it overkill? we'll at least want a half one. And then we're going to want the nice, very efficient Terrier. Okay? And then we need to attach, unfortunately, a lot of science to this. You know what? I am thinking that maybe this is... Maybe I do want the Mark II. We could do a 3-stager. I haven't done... Okay, this is technically 3 stages. 1, 2, and then 3. But I mean 3 vertical stages. I think let's actually do 3 vertical stages on this. Which is... that'll be exciting. So we'll put the Terrier... first of all, we want some science on this thing. If we can, we'd like it to come home. Not sure if that's possible. I could do it, yeah. Actually, I mean, we can try something a little bit different this time. I don't know if this is really the best way of doing it, but we're actually going to put a heat shield on. So I'm going to get a little bit of science here. No, actually, I can eject this part. Yeah, I'm waffling back and forth here, but basically, I could eject this part and just take the science from it. I don't need to keep the science with me, so that's true. Alright, we're back to where we were then. I think we'll put a stack coupler right here. Because I think these are pretty light. 0.04, yeah, it's pretty light. Okay, so this thing is going to be a little bit heavier, so let's put it on the bottom, the fuel. Then we can get the Terrier engine going on. Alright, so that should be enough to do... Well, now do I want to try to get... Do I want to make it a 3-stage vertical or 2-stage vertical? I mean, it's possible. We could do it. Gonna need something to go from 2 to... Is this... Yeah, that's it. And it's a fuel tank, too. Okay, so we want another stack coupler. This guy, who actually holds fuel, thankfully, and then this guy. Now, I believe that is more than enough for us to get there. I certainly hope so, at least. And all we should need is 1 parachute on the top. This is, yeah, the right one. The last thing we're going to do is weigh this down with some science. Only the expensive science has to come with us. So only the expensive science has to be on the top, which means things like the thermometer and the atmosphere thing are not going to go back with us. So I'm going to put them all the way down here. Put 1 on this side, and then conveniently 1 on the other side. Where are you, my friend? There you are. And I put it, I guess I should pay attention a little bit more. Let's put it right in the middle of that. Looks good. Okay. We're going to Minmus. Do I need more than one? I'm trying to think. I don't think so. We'll need some goo. Guess we'll just put 2 goos on. Oh, if we could take the goo though, if we want to take more than one, then it has to come back with us. Okay. We'll attempt to actually bring the goo back with us then. Don't know if that'll work or not, but put it on. Nice little side ears to our happy face command module. Gravity is so expensive that, yeah, this one, keep it on top. I don't know if it works that way, that this one will take the heat for the top one. I'm not sure. But the gravity one will be much more expensive, so definitely is the one we want to save. Now we can do the reusable. The gravity one we could actually do reusable. That's interesting. Should I do that? Yeah, you know what? I don't think we need the gravity for this mission at all. We'll do it at a separate time. Let's do the magnetometer boom instead. So this is, what's the pair with this one? This one it weighs 0.05, 0.05. So we could just do the mystery goo. One of them, and then maybe do another one later. Put it right in the middle of that. Okay. That looks weird, but it should be weight balanced. I hope. We could do like 3 goos and just like completely get it over and done with. But no, let's not be too absurd. I don't think there's seismic. Is there seismic? Oh my gosh, this is... I need a name for this. One moment, please. Alright, for our trip to Minmus, we'll be taking the Turtle Prize. Good old lightning dragon with this submission. Okay, so we have the basic stuff. We got Science Junior, we have the barometer, the temperature, atmospheric one doesn't work. I'm pretty sure that the seismic one does, now that I'm thinking about it a little bit more. And I think I actually need 2 of them. So I'll put 2 of them on there. Oh, that was 2. Okay, we'll put it up here instead. Okay, and we save this thing. Don't launch. I wonder if we have enough oomph to get there. Somebody said that there's like a roadmap you can look at somewhere to how much delta V it takes to get wherever you need to go. I'll have to go find that. Okay, so Minmus, seismic, we're looking for seismic. Huh, maybe not. Okay, Kerbal, seismic. I'll have to look it up. Oh, anyways, I guess we don't need it, and we can always do the measurement. You know what? I'll just pause here and I'll find out. We're all good. No seismic stuff. So take those right off. In fact, they're only on the ground landed. Well, I guess they're also splashed down. I think they're also splashed down. But anyway, this is good. So this, I'm guessing, is more than enough. No, where is that? Yeah, that thing I wanted to see. Is this it? Does this have the space travel flight interface? No. I don't know if this is where it is. It probably is, but I need to look around and find it first, huh? The delta V for all the different things. I think it was told to me that it was in here, though. Tracks? No, I don't know. Anyway, we have 4,000, 4,200 basically on this. I think it's sufficient. Should be more than enough. Let's just get going. There's only one way to find out, right? Okay. Onward. I kind of think we might need an extra little thing, an extra little booster on the top small section. Not a doubling of this, but again, that other one that I had, but then I took off. Anyway, let's start off with full boost, and then we'll transition off of that pretty quickly. We have RCS. I mean, we have SAS. Thank God that, you know, wait. There's a couple things I need to fix here. We don't have any RCS, so that's one for starters. The other thing is I forgot one of the other science experiments that we ought to do, and that is we don't need a parachute. Let's instead put the experiments on. Put it in here. I think it might stay with us that way if I, do another, go back to launch pad or whatever. So these are going at the same time. This one's going at the same time as that, so that's not good. That one first, then this one, then that one. And these should also be at separate times. Okay, save that. And what was the other thing I wanted to do? There was another reason I want to go over here and drop the monopropellant. We don't need it. And launch. Good, good, good. I think we're off to a good start. Alright, countdown. To Minmus in 3, 2, 1. Ooh, that's too fast. The Minmus is at a slight angle, unlike the Mun, but we're not going to really care about that at first. We're mostly just going to worry about... Oh yeah, I should have rotated the engines 90 degrees too. I don't know why I forgot to do that, but we should start our turn. Things feel pretty good on this. I was able to use this thing to get into the atmosphere, out of the atmosphere I should say, with what's it called? I'm blanking. Oh yeah, without SAS. So we should be in a much better situation here. That was that thing blowing up. I was paying close attention to that. So we're probably already fine as far as like altitude goes. Let's switch this. Apoapsis is actually only 50. Okay, so that's actually good news. How are we doing here? Yeah, this is pretty good. Okay, not bad. I like it. We're definitely gonna need to go higher. Not that high. Let's try for like a 30-degree angle. I think that would be good. And honestly, I should be taking a look at where Minmus is. So where is Minmus? There it is. Yeah, so we're gonna want a slight downward angle here. Let's make it target. Yeah, I think a slight downward angle. Alright, we have the altitude now. Let's actually kill engines. Oh boy. We'll stop our rotating when we get out of the atmosphere. Speaking of, there we are. Alright, but unfortunately I chose to do that at the moment of time. Not the ideal moment of time. Apoapsis in 1 minute. Yeah, we gotta get it over pretty quickly. At least we have 1400 already working in our favor. Yeah, and then the other question would be like, do we want to start a slight match here? So we want to go down. Alright, let's go ahead and hit it. Start burning 14 seconds. Yeah, well, just do something like this. There. Pull our orbit that way a little bit. So I'm just going to cancel that. I don't know what that was even going to do, but I just wanted to get it. Oh, we might have started this a little bit too early. We can speed up a little bit and go again. There we go. Almost to a full orbit. And almost to a full orbit. Must be so close to it. 300 away, really. There we go. And there we go. Full orbit. Alright, well, you know what? I mean, you guys have all seen this before. I guess what I'll probably do... Should I rotate here? I think I watched Quill18, say at some point that it's easiest to make the ascending and descending corrections at the largest circle. But that doesn't necessarily make sense to me. Why... I guess I haven't figured out why that is. Why is that? Why is that? Because you're going slower? Because delta V means more. I mean, if you're here, we're going 2400, so delta V doesn't mean that much, but when we're out here and doing like 400 for an orbit, maybe it does mean that that is a lot more effective. Okay, I can kind of see that actually. In which case, I guess the next step for us is really just to Kerpow. That's not what I want, but close. Oh, well, that's because we're hitting the mun. Okay. There we go. This is a little bit better. This is behind us. So not a little bit better. How do we want to... We want to intercept with it. I'm not even sure if it's possible. We could get a small boost. Yeah, look at this. Curb and escape. Target at closest position. So we need to back up a little bit more. There we go. We got it. Okay, cool. So now we want to trim this down a bit. And then go a little bit less. I want to keep editing. Oh, we missed it. There we go. And keep editing. Oh boy, we missed it. Well, let's just wait for the next rotation. I don't think it's really going to hurt. Just get this ready for the next one. That will mean that our position versus the mun will be will have shifted a little bit. I hope it's going to work in our favor. Come on. Okay, so we'll wait for one rotation. The mun's not really going to go that far, I guess. But that's fine. We also want to turn off SAS just so the battery doesn't get wasted. I don't think I put... Yeah, I didn't put solar panels on this. Despite the fact that I, told myself we'd never make that mistake again. We did. Alright, so this should be about the right time for us to make this move. Get on out there. Alright, so the mun. We could do probably some kind of slingshot maneuver thing off the mun. No, we can't because we won't arrive at the right time. So okay, we got it. We got it. And you know what? I don't need to we don't need to match their orbit actually. So let me go down a little bit. Is that really going to do anything? It's like not intuitive. Yeah, that tilts us. We don't care about the tilt. So let me just zero that. Okay, we're back to 0 there. Inward, outward, no, yeah, we'd have to wait till here, and that's when we want to do our rotation if we want to do it. I think we might just go a smidge more, just to make sure that it really is going to happen. We'll have a Minimus periapsis of 959. That looks pretty good to me. Let's go ahead and try to lock this in. Okay, we have a little bit of time left. Let's get ourselves aligned. I'm just gonna burn, I think I'm just gonna burn prograde, which is what I'm doing in the actual thing I just did. I'm doing an instantaneous prograde burn in the map, in the maneuver. I think it's probably, maybe this blue thing is the best thing to do, but I'm fine doing it my way, which might be a little bit less efficient. It will be consistent though, so at least we won't find ourselves at an odd angle. Actually, it'll be pretty close anyway. Trying to let the blue catch up a little bit. Okay. That should be good. Yeah, I like this idea to go prograde. We're right on right now. How are we doing? 2 meters per second wasn't enough. Alright, we got it. We have contact. Oh, I saw it there for a second. So the other way I can do it is probably this. There we go. Alright, so... Alright, there we go. 747,000. Just buys me enough time to actually get in, and we're going to return with a periapsis of 200,000, which we'll be able to adjust, you know, way out here to make it so that we're actually going in. We're actually fine. We already are going to the we're actually going to Minmus, and we haven't even ejected our main stage yet. Our atmosphere stage is still attached. This means that unfortunately this thing's probably going to be going home with us. I mean, it's going to be in space. We'll have to recover it or, you know, destroy it. But that's all we need to worry about for a while. We are 8 days away from the periapsis, which means the very next thing which is going to happen is my rescue ranger. Yeah, so I guess that I will cut away and I'll get to the rescue part. I thought I'd bring you back in for this. It's a very cool lesson on space travel. I mean, it's just something that really strikes you, right? So I have a maneuver now for the rescue ranger, which will put me at 3 kilometer separation, which is definitely going to be, I mean, what's the delta V? Might be, oh yeah, 65 meters per second is very, very doable. Okay, so that's that. Basically, we'll be able to solve this one, get this guy home. And that's going to happen in 4 days. And you're looking at this and you're thinking, oh my gosh, there is, like the total prize, we'll be able to finish this, get home, and probably this thing still won't even be over there, because look how close it is to Minmus. The thing is, it's so funny with these orbits, you basically come and you're basically stationary at this point over here, just have such a small amount of angular velocity, but that's really all you have is a little bit of motion this way. But all your radial velocity is killed off at that point. You're almost not moving. You can already see he's down to 140 meters per second. So although we need to do this, go over here, do a burn, and then catch this guy on this side, all of that is going to take us 4 hours, 4 days and 4 hours. Whereas the turtle prize here is it's gonna take 3 days for them to get to the periapsis. So we'll still do this one first, so we'll see you back in a second, but it's just funny to me how you know, deceptive it is that just going this last little bit takes so long. Whew, I got this one just right. We actually got the intersection at 2.8 kilometers after all that. I forgot. I mean, I can tell, I haven't even checked this, but I can tell that this thing was, yeah, operating at a thrust limiter of only 5. I was like, wow, this is really taking a long time, because the burn was actually substantial. Anyway, we have no more engine beyond the 900 delta V that we have left, so we have to be a bit careful about this kind of stuff. We'll only be using the Kerbals out in their RCS containment to do the actual intercept, which is, yeah, I mean, that can be a little bit challenging. Hopefully I won't have to get too many Kerbals out and about. If it's just one, I can handle it, no problem, but trying to get 2 is always a challenge. Anyway, it should be almost time for the turtle prize. You can see it's only going 60 meters per second. It's just basically waiting for Minmus. It's still going 274 to catch up. Alright, we're about to have our Minmus encounter here. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. 2 minutes. 1 minute. And first thing I'm going to do is get out and stretch my legs. Poor Jebediah has been stuck in here for... Is it Jebediah? Yeah, it is. He's been stuck in this thing for a long time. 4 days already. Okay, so now we can do all our things here because they're not... Yeah, actually, we can do not only do these things, but we can take the science back since I don't have any reason... I mean, we hope the science comes home with us, but we don't... If it doesn't, that's... Well, we'll have captured the science and stored it. The only thing which is going to prevent us from getting the science back at this point would be if we just don't make it at all. If we all burn up. Alright, crew report. And then please tell me, yes, we have this. So this is good. Got that. Can EVA. Let go. Okay. Apparently that's the orientation we're going with then. My least favorite. Let's do the EVA and then the science. (62 science). Cool that this thing will just stay out here. Now we actually want to go over and pick up our... Oops. Our science over here. Log temperature. Oh, take data. I hope I already took the data. I think I did. I kind of did it without thinking. Take data. Alright, because those are definitely not coming home with us. And we need to get back down to the bottom side. I guess I might as well take this data too. I guess we can retract it from out here. Okay, that's fine. And this will destroy that, and we'll say, oh, that's fine. Move data anyway. Same thing with this one. Close doors, collect data, remove data. It's all expected. Oh, there's our good camera shot there. And go in and accelerate for a moment to get rid of that. Alright, so I think we have all the science we need, and I think we have all science stored. I think we're ready to go. And contract-wise, we are in the money. Gather scientific data from Minmus. What? Oh, okay, it has to get back. We have to actually recover it. Okay, good. So it'll be recovered at the same time that we return the vessel. Very good. Yeah, this is exciting. It'll be a good amount of science too, which we could use. Okay, so I'll see you when I get a little bit... Well, I mean, at this point, can I already start doing my burn? I guess I'll wait for us to leave the escape. It's probably going to be somewhere around here. And then we can do a retrograde burn to get the periapsis below 70,000. In which case, we're coming home. Okay, so I'm going to do the rescue mission next, and then we'll deal with the handling of this. Well, we'd be remiss if we didn't at least take a brief glimpse at Minmus here from the, the Kerbal vision, basically. What they might see. I guess this is somehow described as a mint chocolate, or, mint ice cream. A scoop of mint ice cream. I can kind of see it. Looks like, that'll be more apparent, I think, when we get closer. From here, it looks a little dusty. Okay, well, yeah, there it is. That's so cool to see an orbit of 50 meters per second. Yeah, it's almost no orbit at all. Anyway, let's point retrograde. And should be a little bit more careful about this, I guess. Guess I can do it myself. And now let's point retrograde. You know what? We do have enough. We're doing okay. This should have an enormous impact. And I now am smart enough that I can use this. Oh my gosh, it's so... We're using only 5% of our thrust, right? Or are these at full? Oh, okay, this one's at full. Thankfully. So, periapsis of... How about 800 meters? Does that sound pretty good to you? You gotta be saying to yourself, Tortuga, that's crazy, don't do it. But I'm actually already planning to get rid of this base. So what I'd like to do is detach, and then I need to burn prograde a little bit. So let's actually set ourselves up prograde first. And then I'll detach, which in theory should push me a little bit for more prograde and that a little bit more retrograde. And afterwards, we'll have a lot better control of this thing, that's for sure. This thing is going to just basically smash right into the ground. It's going to probably burn up before it does that even. And that is the goal. So we won't leave any debris. Keep space nice and clean. Okay. So let's stage. And now let's prograde and bring ourselves maybe a little bit further out. Okay. 10 kilometers. I don't know. What do you guys think? 40? We have 3,000. Man, we have so much. We way overcooked this. Alright, let's leave it at 50. That's fine. Periapsis at 50k seems fine to me. Good, now it's probably time for me to go do that rescue. It is. Almost. Well, this is actually going to be really tricky, because for some reason the images are not appearing on here. Like, okay, there's Shuffle's capsule. I don't care. I really need to target the rescue ranger so I know what I'm doing. And I can't. The only thing it'll let me target is Shuffle's capsule, and it's gonna make this a little bit more difficult. But yeah, I think we'll be okay. So yeah, in the end, I did have to get both Kerbals out, which I hate. That's okay. Okay, we got one back safely. No time to celebrate. Somewhere out here, Shuffle. I've left him dangling. There he is. But yeah, I couldn't target. You can see there's no target on this. I had to bring it in by eye. Thankfully, we had a separation of only like 3 kilometers, and the separation speed was only like 60 meters per second or whatever. So Valentina didn't get. She used a lot of RCS because I couldn't accurately gauge what the difference in velocities was. But that's all squared away now. Let's see if I can actually get that capsule. Yeah, now I can. I figured out the trick. If you zoom in too much, they disappear. See? They disappear. Not this because it's my target now, but the other one, it wasn't my target, so it kept disappearing. Anyway, now that I have it as a target, this will be just a piece of cake. Well, that was bad. Turns out, by the way, that probably should have just been doing retrograde like this from the very beginning. We have 900, and I had this on. Thank God I had it on while I was facing more or less the right way. The thing is, I got stuck in first-person view. Anyway, it was a painful experience. Anyways, I think we can burn off everything we can. Hopefully this is enough. We were practically at the apoapsis, but I could have done this slightly more efficiently. Oh, that's why it's taking so long. Let's do it at least at 20%. Looks like we're gonna have no problem getting home though. It's a race home between the two modules. Looks like this one's gonna win. What are we at? Oh yeah, still too much. Guess I don't have to ask, I can look here. Oh, 30,000. Well, that's probably a little bit too much, but... Apoapsis might be a little bit too much. I mean, we're just outside the mun. Yeah, you know what? I actually will flip around and prograde burn this. We have unlimited electric charge with the solar panels in this vessel, so I don't need to worry about pivoting and not doing all that. I'm gonna target around 40,000. That might be a final entry for us anyway, but I don't want 30,000 just because it's a little bit too deep into the atmosphere. So let's do something like 43. Okay. Alright, we're coming in now. I'm about to use more of my, well, pretty much almost used all of it already, but yeah, time to just get this guy and let him burn. Yeah, we're not going to kill off too much speed here. We only have 130 more. I don't really want to come down on the land, and unfortunately our trajectory takes us like almost purely, it's almost magically overland the entire time. So my best bet will be to try to land somewhere over here. It looks like that's about what we'll be doing. Keep dropping, keep dropping, keep dropping. We only have 130 more. What's that gonna burn off? Oh, that's the science stuff, that's fine. That's the temperature gauge in the atmosphere. Oh, overheating. I'll do my burn right here, and then we'll just leave myself to the will of whatever. What are we at now? 37? I think we might not come down in the water. We might actually come down in this mountain range. No, we have enough horizontal velocity. I hope it'll carry us out. So I'm going to let this one absorb a little bit of the heat for now. And then when we get a little bit lower, hopefully we slow down. We're just barely slowing down now. There's just not enough atmosphere. The science things don't stand a chance. I think I'll do a quick save just in case this all goes pear-shaped. And yeah, I think we'll write it out and I'll let you know how it goes. Looks like, by the way, quick update, that fate is kind to me. And we are probably projected to land in the water somewhere over here. Maybe. I mean, the heat has not become an issue anymore. But we're about to start falling again, in which case our velocity with respect to the atmosphere is going to continue to increase because we'll be falling, not just going horizontally. Right now we're actually going up, which must be such a weird thing to start climbing after hitting the atmosphere. Just seems like it's a hard thing to imagine. Anyway, yeah, I think that this is gonna, put us down in the water. Which is good because I don't know how well this one parachute that we have on here is gonna handle like double the mass. It's probably gonna be like an 8 meter per second drop, which won't kill the command, won't kill the command module, but least not in the water. It might kill it on land. Yeah, okay, come on. Gotta get that friction going. Yeah, as soon as we start falling, then the horizontal velocity will die off with friction a little bit faster. Okay, very good. This is hilarious. I had to eject. I didn't realize how fast we were going, 1100 at 10 kilometers up, because the weight was pulling me down, so we're going to be okay now, but boy, that was a little bit scary. This thing is going very, very fast and does not want to stop. But yeah, we'll obviously we're going to manage fine. Yeah, 8 meters per second, a bit more than I like, but good. No problems. We got a new scientist. I heard Shuffle was a scientist. I didn't actually look at the outfit. The outfit tells, right? You can tell from the outfit. Let's find out what we got. Okay, so we got 150 science, which is, look at that, puts us back over 1,000. We haven't even gotten the Minmus stuff yet. Probably not going to recover too much, 3,300. Actually, we did get the mystery goo, the magnetometer. It's only worth 746. What value did we get out of it? 1/3. Huh, I didn't know the magnetometers are so cheap. Anyway, and then on Shuffle. Here we go. Hooray! 2 XP. Oh, okay, never mind. Oh, it's a pilot. Shuffle's a pilot. Okay, fair enough. That was the... What was that? That was the Rescue Ranger. So we got 3,000 for the Rescue Ranger. Let's just take a look. One has to ask 23,000. 23,000. Well, what is that magnetometer? Yeah, it's only 2,200. Okay, very good. Pretty comical to see that thing just crash right in. Anyway, we're looking very smooth here. I don't actually anticipate any problems. We have so much delta V. So I'm probably just going to skip all the way to the landing, because this episode has been, very, very simple, very kind of uninteresting. So let's get to the fun stuff. I think it's pretty unusual to have more delta V than orbital velocity. So just to let you know how good of hands we are in. Oh my gosh, I landed with the whole rocket. I even have some fuel left. I don't know why I risked it. It was like 9 meters per second. I had to use it, and that engine is terrible at sea level. It's really only good in space. But it worked. So that's going to bring this episode to a close. 360 extra science. We're well equipped to do not only the 1,000 science that we want for that one rapier part. You can also grab that other 300 for the nuclear engine or something. Yeah, lots of little fun stuff. I guess the only thing left to do is to read the contract stuff that we've fulfilled. We explored Minimus, got money and science. Oh, the money is up a bit more again. Oh yeah, lots of milestones here. All related to Minmus. That's another 100k or so. Saving Shuffle, not worth it. That was way too much work. But Shuffle is now part of it. I mean, I guess you don't have to pay to hire another Kerbal, but we're not doing that anyway. Okay, well, 68,000, 67,000. That's a little bit better. Okay, Minmus, 9 science, 120,000. I like the money. And 72,000. And we finished that whole contract, which gave us another 200,000. Wow, our money must have really been low if we got all that and we're only up to 1.6. But that's going to be where we leave this for now. The next episode, for sure, we'll be doing SSTO stuff, and that might be the end of the series. Until the next one, thanks for watching, stay safe, and take care.